Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to another live show. It's been a while. It feels like it's been forever. I'm not gonna lie, man. I missed you guys a little bit. just a little piece, man. It's been a while, couple days, but we're here. We are here with the Thursday check-in. You guys know where it is. Make sure when you check into the video, you like the damn thing. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to follow up on those other socials, it's all here. As you can see up here, we're on the road to 2K. We're like a couple away from 1.4. So show some love. Help me get to 1.4. We have a watch along today, but we're going to get into all of that good stuff. Tottenham versus AZ Alkmaar. The return of the Europa League. The road to Bilbao. It's really begun. It's really begun, people. But yeah, man. We're here. There's been some big news updates over the last week. The return of some much needed players. Some players that were due back for a while now. But we've got Van de Ven traveled. As you can see in the title, Van de Ven traveled with the squad. So did Romero. And so did Solanke. Or as some people call him, Solanke. Yeah? Big up the Tottenham medical team, as my guy J Spurs says here. Big up to you, my bro. Big up to the chat. But yeah, man. We got some players returning. But whilst you have some coming in the typical Tottenham fashion, you're going to have some going on their way out. And Kulu! Can't lie, this one hurt. This one hurt. I've said it for so long. You guys know me. What you guys been watching, you know what? KULUSEVSKI is due to get injured when you use him this many times in games that we did not need to play him in. I knew it would happen. I just knew it. The next one will be Pedro Porro. Mark my words now. If I'm wrong, please, if I'm wrong, and please bring me up. Call me up on it. But I'm telling you now, Pedro Porro's next. Pedro Porro's next. You can't keep playing these players and not expect them to get injured. You know, playing them in 90 minutes in games that they don't need to play in. Or just not taking them off and resting them when they should be getting that time to rest. So, yeah, look, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. They've said that the medical team, we know with Spurs medical team, are never guaranteed. And whatever they say doesn't really mean anything. But they're still monitoring the situation regarding Kulu. It doesn't look likely that he's going to make the trip to Bournemouth. And it also doesn't look likely that he will play for Spurs before the international break. So we have a key home fixture against AZ Alkmaar in the week, and then a return fixture of Fulham on next weekend. So it looks like he's going to miss the next 4 games. It's unfortunate, not one that I'm happy about at all. You know me, big Kulu fan. Feel like he's been our best player this season, and without him, creatively, there has been a lack of a spark, definitely. But we can only hope that James Madders, he gets this time. A lot of people have been saying, you need to play Madders in the 10. You need to play him all by himself and rare tear and all of this business. He's now going to have the opportunity. No Kulu in sight. Madders, can you take the reins? We're going to see. Can you lead this team to glory? We will see. But it's going to be an interesting one to see how it does play out. It looks very likely. We're going to do a lineup builder and stuff. Like, we're going to get into all of the good stuff. But yeah, man. Big up to the chat. Big up to the sky is falling. Hi, mate. Don't think I've seen you in here before unless your name has changed. So welcome to Durag Diaries. If you haven't already, yeah. You see this? Do that. Do that. But today, the road to Bilbao officially begins. We get to play a team that's a similar foe, a recognizable one. I was at the game when they came to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium earlier on in this season, and we walked away with a 1-0 win. Richarlison penalty. But it's fair to say that we probably should have scored quite a few more goals in that game. That was the birth of Neymar. Hasn't really looked very much the same probably since that time. Since he come back from the injury, hasn't had the opportunities to really prove and really get the chance to have a sustained impact on the team. But will be good to see him get some minutes today, if possible. But also in that game, we did see that team was dangerous. When we had Dragusin and Ben Davies at the back for the final 35 minutes or so, it was clear to see that AZ Alkmaar will have chances. One thing to note is that they never had their full team that game. They had about 3 or 4 injuries. So it's going to be a much improved team for them. They're playing at home, you know, in their home stadium where they're comfortable in front of their fans. They haven't lost a knockout fixture within the Europa League in like their last 9 attempts. The stats are leaning on them. They got Troy Parrott returning against Spurs up top after being in high-flying form. Well, some would say anyway for their standards. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be interesting to see how it does play out. I am definitely confident with the players that we've got returning, with Solanke, Romero, and Van de Ven. Although I have said numerous of streams, I don't think all of them should start. We can't afford to risk getting these players having re-injuries. Most importantly, Van de Ven. I think Van de Ven's the one that I would be most careful with, because we saw playing 45 minutes at LFC. It didn't end well for him. So we simply just can't risk having another situation play out like that. But I would go and start maybe Christian Romero, maybe this game if he's fit. We definitely need a very solid back line for this one. Whoever's going to partner Danso, and yes, they will need to partner Danso, because as far as I'm aware, Danso has been class in a Spurs shirt. I don't feel like Danso has, or any other player in the team warrants to come in this lineup and the likes of Romero and Van de Ven and drop Danso, because he's been good. I saw his little interview yesterday talking about it gives us an opportunity to see if this club wants to step up mentality-wise. The boys have got to prove it. And it's good. I like what I've seen from him. Really aggressive in the press. Really strong at the back. Smart in his decision-making. I'll say that. And he's not afraid to drive forward with the ball. So he has a lot of the qualities that Romero has. And I think Romero, over the long term, he may struggle to find his place back in the team. He may struggle. But I don't want to risk any of these players if they're not fully fit. So Ange needs to make sure he makes the right decision in this game, because far too often he has made the wrong decision, especially with players coming back from injury. We know we've seen a few of them rush back a few times now. Van de Ven was rushed back twice. How can you make the same mistake twice? It just doesn't make sense. It's not smart. So we need to make sure we're looking out for that one, keeping an eye out. But good afternoon to you, Drula. I hope you're doing well. Madison killed him with that. No, that's the thing. When you start throwing out names like Neymar and putting these titles on a young player, especially from a player like Madison, who's experienced himself, shouldn't be putting that pressure on the kid, because you go out there and say that on TV. He didn't just post it. Man went out on TNT and said, "Oh, it was like we had Neymar in our team." Bro, you know better than that, man. You can't gas up the young G's, as well as you can't put this pressure now that all the fans are going to start calling him. So whenever they see him, they think he's the savior. They think he's the second coming of Christ for Spurs. That's not the case. He's a kid. He's going to need time. So yeah, man, it was a lot of pressure putting that on him. But you have a big match this weekend against the Cherries. They're a dangerous away team. No doubt about that, Slim. No doubt about that. One thing you guys can look out for, and make sure you tune in and drop your comments. We are Tottenham TV. Your boy Durag Diaries, Jords, is making an appearance again. We're back. Bournemouth this weekend, Sunday. Your boy is going to be there repping Durag here. Let me know what color Durag we need to wear. Might need to get a special one ordered in for that one. But I got the call up. I got the call up again. You know what I mean? Getting the call up. Second cap for real. I'm getting my second cap. But my guy, big up to Mo, man. Just dropping by to leave a like. Make sure you guys do the same. Even if you're not watching for that long, just drop by to leave a like. But big up to Footy Judge Mo. Make sure you guys are showing some support over there every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Sometimes Wednesdays. We're always over there talking my shit. Yeah. And we're rattling fans. You know what I do best on a rival show is rattle some Arsenal fans. So make sure you pull up. It's always a good fun, man. But big up to the guy. Love United. Hate the ops. Yo. Big up to you, my bro. What are you saying for tonight? You guys got you got Sociedad? Is it away? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you guys are playing away from home too. So let me know how you guys are feeling for that one. I want to see Mustafa pop up somewhere somehow because you guys have been, doing up Floyd Mayweather and them things. Ever since we slapped you 3 times, it's like I see you, man, pop into my streams and pop back out. I'm like, yo, yeah, you man ain't feeling yourself no more. Just make sure you keep up what you said before. You're gonna win Europa League. I want to see you tonight. I want to see you keep that same energy tonight. But Drula's always dropping the jet. I don't know. You guys don't know. Drula's tapped in. I know she's got an informant. She's got an informant down at the training ground. I'm telling you. I'm telling you now because she seems to have the information that I don't. Romero's been training a week before Van de Ven and Solanke, so I would start Roms. I hear it. I think Romero is probably the most likely one to start. He's been back in training supposedly since, I suppose it's been around 6-7 weeks now. Because about the 20th of it was about the 20th of January that he made his first appearance back in training. But since then, there's sort of been appearances and not appearances, and there've been a little bit of the back and forth. And we obviously saw he got called up by the international team. There was a bit of a fallout regarding that. I think it was clarified later on in the day that Spurs had authorized that call up to the international team. So not many things can be said about it, to be honest. So no one is Spurs savior. Love my ass off. I hear you, bro. I hear you. It's been a long time, a very long time. Big up to my guy Beans though, every single time. Next up, Sky Sports. Hey, bro. If they're listening, if they're watching, you know where to come. The Durag's gonna be there. We're gonna have Sky Sports. Make sure they make the call up. You want me to do a match breakdown? I can get in that bag. You want me to do a scout analysis? I can get in that bag. If you want me to just rattle guys, then boy, that's my specialty. Bring me on there when there's some lost pundits, some guys like a Michael Owen. Or fry them up. Brother, I've checked out. I didn't even care for my club no more. Hey, do you know what's funny? It's like everyone gets to that point in the season. I hear it. Everyone definitely gets to that point in the season. It's just funny how quick people change their mind, or like 1 or 2 wins can get you right back in. Because I know you, bro. I know you. If you guys win tonight, you're like, oh, maybe we can do it. You're back in. I know what it's like. You're diving straight back in head first. And that will be the mistake. The biggest mistake you can make. I just want more accountability on your manager. And I want Man United fans to stop crying about their players, because coaches coach. And I was told that Ruben Amorim is a top one at that. So prove us. Show us. Let's see with my eyes. Because I heard way too much talk beforehand, man. No, but come on, Mo, man. Big up to you. Spurs to win Europa League. I think the banter will be great. Do you know what? I would love it. I would absolutely love it, as Kevin Keegan says. But I'll be honest, Mo, you know about Italian football better than most people online. Lazio is dangerous. They're really dangerous. And that's the one team I'm going to be looking out for. I've been seeing Nuno Tavares is leading the league in assists. Man like Nuno Tavares, the Arsenal reject, is balling out for them right now. They've got a couple. Like, why are these Arsenal rejects just taking up places everywhere? You have obviously Fulham, who we got next week, who is Arsenal's B team, full of the Hale End boys. And then you've got the Lazio, who just got like Gendozi and then Nuno Tavares just picking up all the Arsenal flops. Do they even have Torreira? Don't tell me. I'm pretty sure I saw Torreira playing for a team like that as well. Like, but you're right. I will be more than unbearable. You guys have not even seen me. You guys haven't even seen me with a trophy, win one online. If I win one, crazy. It's gonna be crazy. No Cheeto, no Ahmad. Rasmus 0 goals in 18. Nacho 0 goals in 20. Yes, long. Man said no Cheeto. I'm not hearing like no Cheeto like it's like a big miss or something. We saw the other day. The guy's got a touch like on, yeah. He doesn't look that great. In front of goal, against the kids, he looks amazing. Let's see what he's going to do in men's football, because it's all easy bagging 5-6 goals a game when you're playing against 16, 17-year-olds. When you come up against the big boys, it's not so easy. It's not so easy. But big up to you, Paul, man. What's all this hashtag Hotspur Cave Diddy oil? That's crazy. What's going on over there? I don't know what's going over on my boy John's chain. John, your picture's killing me. Your picture's killing me. But what's up with the was it a Hotspur Cave raid? A man put in the Diddy oil? Because what's with the Diddy oil, cuz? I don't do no Diddy oil, you know what I mean? I don't know about them things there. But make sure you like the video, as my guy Tottenham Ranger says, man. I'm baffed myself. But where was your accountability for Ange when he was losing 10 games in a Prem? Bro, I don't know. You watch me more than most people. Love United, bro. You know that I've been accountable for Ange and I called out this fraud every time he's made a bad decision. When we was losing against Everton and Leicester 2 months ago, I said, bro, this is unacceptable. This is a sackable offence just from losing to Everton. Conceding 3 goals to an Everton team that had only scored 13 all season or 14 was a sackable offence. I said it straight. I keep up the facts. You guys, a manager has lost. Bro, I don't think you've deeped it. I don't want to. This isn't a Man United stream, so I'm going to keep it very brief. Ruben Amorim's lost 11 games this season. 10 of those were for Manchester United. Deep that. He's won 4 Premier League games and lost 9. What are we doing here? Could never be my manager. Not that I really have one at the moment, because Ange is not my manager. Ange is just a Spurs manager right now. Let's have it right. He's not my manager. Not with the decisions he's been making recently. Definitely not with the decisions he's been making recently. But what I have seen today, apparently, it's man like Timu's birthday. So if you want to go show some love, not that I condone it, because I definitely won't be. I don't be sharing shit players' love. Go wish him a happy birthday, innit? Hopefully he doesn't get no game time today. I'm gonna just keep it a whole buck. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. Timo's not even in the team. I'm about, my prayers were answered. My prayers were definitely answered, because Timo isn't even in the squad, as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Timu's not even in the squad, so we don't even have to worry about that. But Van de Ven, he's travelled with the team, as I touched on very briefly earlier. And he's a huge, huge return for us. One thing that needs to be noted is this team's floor raises significantly when you have Van de Ven playing for us. Now, I know Mr. Box Office is in the building. Big up to you, Mr. Box Office, every single time. But Van de Ven is definitely Tottenham's best defender when you're talking about for Ange's system. He's not our best actual defensive player, but our best defender for the system. So we cannot risk playing him. I would go as far to say as just throw him on the bench today. He wanted to go visit home, innit? He might want to go see his mum, see the granddad, see his grandma and all that. It's Holland, innit? He's doing up a little step. So it makes sense to bring him along with the team. You know, he might show them around town. I hope he don't take them to the red light or nothing like that, because we don't need no distractions. We don't need no distractions before the game. And most definitely better not be bucking man at the coffee shops. That man don't need no coffee. We don't need none of that. You see some of the man over in PSV, what happened? Them man, they must have done an all-night bender in Dam. 100% the guys in PSV, they went from Eindhoven, done a little trip to Dam, and they went to the coffee shop, got a little sprinkle cake, yeah, got a little, yeah, and they were looking rough. Did you guys see that third goal they scored? The third goal Arsenal scored, yeah, I don't think I've seen worse defending than that in any European league. In any of the top 10 European league. That defending was straight up National League South settings. I haven't seen any worse than that. Like, it was like they were just trying to gift Arsenal the win. 7. How can you concede 7 at your own gaff? So we've seen our direct rivals, you know, go over to Holland, have a fun night out. That man probably deserved a little red light, yeah, trip after that game. So it's now our turn to go smack up another team over in that league, because let's have it right, yeah. In the Eredivisie, there's only, you could say, 3 teams or 4 teams that are good. And AZ Alkmaar isn't one of them. The teams that I would really look out for if I was to be afraid of would be Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord. My door. Give me a second. Must be delivery. My bag. All right, there we go. But yeah, the only teams you need to look out for is Ajax, PSV, 2 teams that are actually doing stuff. Ajax is the top of their league right now. And then Feyenoord. But Feyenoord have fell off drastically since Arne Slot left them. So they've got Utrecht. But I wouldn't be afraid of playing them bums. Nah, man. Nah, you're crazy. Look, you guys think I'm actually lying. Look, obviously no address settings, but look, I just literally had a delivery, man. Literally just had a delivery, so had to step out for a second. Man said LSG, man, leaving us like that. Is that what Elijah's on? Elijah's on the hating thing. I see you, E. I see you. Do you know what? Me and E were going to set up a show. I ain't doing it no more. No, I'm joking. No, I'm still in due. As you guys know, I took a little break this week. Next week, we're back with a proper schedule. Still putting some more shows together, trying to do a new intro, you know. Yeah, trying to do up all of that. But big up to Kashere Odume. Big up, pause, DRD. Just so you know. Obviously, I know it can be a bit... I hear what you tried to do, but because that's a Y... We got DRD, but big up to you, my bro. But Van Ven probably starts and get injured again. That's my... So yeah, going back to it, went on a little tangent, as you know, it's typical Jords. The thing with Van de Ven is that is very likely to happen. So I've got to see it, as much as this is our biggest game of the season, as we need to win a trophy, you want to make sure that this guy's also fit for the Premier League games. Because let's have it right. If we don't win this trophy, we need to make sure that we're either in contention within the last few games, or if we do get knocked out, by the time we get knocked out, we're in a very good position in the league. Because, hey, if we don't win our next 2 games, it's looking like we're already 9 points off 10. At that point, season's done. We're finishing in the bottom half of the table. And that can't run. It just can't run. So we got to make sure that in these games, we're not risking players, especially in the first leg, knowing that we got a second leg where these players could be a bit more fit for. We're not risking players like a VEN who's just returned. Big up Mr. Box Office. Don't get used to it though. No, definitely get used to it, Jay, man. And box office is box office for a reason. It's because you've always got to tune in. Trust me. But I know the National League very well. After my local team was there for 5 years in 2009. Slim, what's your local team, man? Let me know. Let me know what your local team is. National Leagues, it's not actually a bad level of football. A lot of people, to watch on the eye, you can see that it's a bit more rough and tough. The pitches are horrible, so it's not pretty. But if you actually watch it properly, and if you go to games, because like I said, local teams, you can go watch local games and stuff. They have some good quality ballers down there, man. Some players that a lot of them get released from higher academies, and sometimes where it is with the football pyramid, you just trickle yourself down, or sometimes these players are just looking for a payday. So the easiest thing you can do is if you get dropped out of an academy is go to a National League team, build yourself back up. Plus, they're willing to pay you some decent money. And some of the teams are full-time, most of them are part-time, but you can get a fairly decent wage from a National League team. But I remember Box Office was saying the only reason he's out was because he had to wait and see if the board would stick with their man when everyone turns on him. Then he would know it's real. I hear you. I hear you, bro. They used all their goals for the month up in that game, just like United. I don't think so, man. I don't know. I'll be honest. As much as I think their attack is not that good, I don't know, man. Like, Arsenal probably going to smack up PSV again at home, innit? I'm just going to say that. I was trying to be a hater before, and I was like, yeah, man, PSV, they're good. Like, Arsenal dealt with them. They absolutely dealt with them, and we're going to be waiting for Bernabeu, innit? We're waiting for the trip of the Bernabeu. That's what we're going to be waiting for. Look, as soon as we mention their name, first of all, big up to Schlottball. Afternoon to you, bro. The guy Hooks jumps in. Oi, new cam, yeah. I can't even lie. This is not a new cam. Why do people hop in a stream and think I've got a new cam? Maybe the connection is just better than usual. Or maybe my lighting's different because I ain't got a new cam. I've had the same cam for since I started streaming. Literally for the last 4 months. You're a madman, Hyper. Why does everyone think I got a new cam? Does it just look cleaner or something? Generally haven't got a new cam. But back to AZ, we should be beating below average version of Tottenham. We should be beating them. I think that's the key thing today is Tottenham need to win. Tottenham should win. This is a team whose top goal scorer is a striker we dash with. The second top goal scorer in that league is a striker that wasn't even good enough to be our second or third. So we have to make sure we do the business today. I want 4. I want 4 goals. I need to see a convincing win because against Elfsborg, against Hoffenheim, it was too close for my liking. I done my first couple watch-alongs and it was like, rah, Tottenham just want to have me on the edge of my seat. They want to see me go mad. I'm like, today, I want to have the Durag on from early. Yeah? I want to be feeling good about this one. I want to make sure that Spurs, when we go to that home leg, we can drop a few players, have a bit of a rest. Because 4 games in 2 weeks with this team, they've shown they can't do it. We don't have the squad to do it. We've got players. We don't have the quality. So some of the key players that I'd like to see play today, we're going to do a lineup. In fact, we're going to do a lineup builder. So let me just get the lineup builder ready. We're going to do a lineup builder because we're going to get you guys involved as well. You guys are going to let me know who you feel like we should throw in there. We're going to put together a quick lineup of who should start today. Let me just do I'll share my screen with you so you can see what I'm seeing. Naturally, let me know this is big enough because I know sometimes I've got good eyes, unlike some people, so I don't need it so zoomed in, but I know when I'm sharing, sometimes it's not great. So let me know if I need to zoom it in just a little piece more, or if that's cool. Wait. Formation. I don't know what formation is going on right here, but it's most definitely not a 4-4-2 thing. We're most definitely not doing a 4-4-2 thing. How the wait. How did I do that? I'm bugging. How did I do it last time? I feel like it's locked into this formation. There we go. Bugging. 4-3-3. All right. You ain't got the facilities for that, big man. Literally, Nick. It happens like that, bro. But hey, Nick, you guys, you best. I want to see people. Yeah, I've seen some Alisson hate over the time. I've seen Arsenal fans say Raya's better than him and so on. But Alisson, that's the best goalkeeper in world football. I can't even lie. Liverpool fans best be thanking him. They best be thanking him because he kept them in the game yesterday. I can't act like I was watching them. I had an eye on the game. I was doing stuff, some editing, and the game was on behind me. So I'm watching. And every time I'm looking, I'm seeing shot after shot after shot. Alisson. There was even that time when man made a save. The ball's bouncing around. Made another save. And then he's trying to run back on the goal. And then someone clears it off the line. I'm like, raw. Liverpool are getting clapped. But this is the thing. For one, this is the thing for PSG. Is PSG's biggest problem. And you know what? PSG are the French Arsenal. They're definitely the French Arsenal because they can do everything right. They can sign the right players. They can sign the top stars and still not do anything. They can dominate teams for 90 minutes, still not get over the line. Whereas Liverpool are the complete opposite. Liverpool, I hate to say it, they're just mentality monsters, bruv. Because how you get through those 85 minutes and still have the belief and you go on the attack. They had one shot on target to PSG's 25 or something at like 75 minutes, 8 minutes into the game. And lo and behold, they bring on Harvey Elliott and somehow finds the corner. First time. Do you know what? It's actually a surprise that Darwin Núñez made the pass because I was like, raw. Darwin Núñez isn't going to shoot here. Laid it off perfectly. And look, that's what happens. That's what happens, to be fair. Top teams do that. Only top teams do that. So you got to give it. You got to give it to them, innit? And I thought, let me just add a little background right now. Ambiance. One of them ones. we got to make sure this is a real Tottenham stream. But what did you say there, E? I'm just trying to go back up. To be fair, Jords, we dashed Marcus Edwards and he cooked against us. Marcus Edwards wasn't one that we should have dashed, though. That was just a bad move. Troy Parrott isn't per se a bad move because I feel like we're not going to see Troy Parrott in the Premier League balling out. We're not going to see Troy Parrott at one of the best European clubs playing in Champions League doing a mad thing. I think Troy Parrott's going to be a decent player, fairly for his level. You know, scoring 12 goals in the Eredivisie, being the second highest goal scorer is no chump. But you're not a star. So we just have to keep it honest here. But George, you might as well leave the durag in the diary because I barely seeing you wearing it. But now, recently, it's not been worn because we haven't played, innit? You guys know me. I like to wear my durag after a win. When I feel good, the durag comes out. The last game we played, did we win? No. So let's get that win. The durag will be back on at the start of the stream for the watch long because you know I'm predicting a win, but if we lose, then the durag's back off. You know where it is, man. You guys know where it is by now. But as Bazza says here, I hope everyone inside has hit the like button because right now we're on 20 likes, 28 people in the building. The ratio is not ratioing. It's not ratioing. And also, some people may not know already, but the memberships are there. If you want to be a part of the people, them for real, you want to show your support, you can join up to the team, become part of the cult. As my guy Casper said, join the cult. Become a member. I think it's just like 299, something like that. But let's get into this. Let's get into this lineup builder. I think the first name goes without saying. It has to be man like William. And if you don't know, I'm trying to write Big Vic. Man's all searching up Big Vic like that's his actual name. Vicario. Man like Guglielmo, William Vicario in goal. It's only right. It's only right. Vicario gets Italy's first choice, easy, and he's definitely first choice in goal for us. No doubt in my mind. Do you know the thing is, yeah? When Italy, or when we, because, you know, Italian heritage and that, when we won the Euros a few years ago, and Donnarumma was literally the player of the tournament, he was class, doing everything right. I feel like after he got that recognition, maybe it got to his head. He made that move to PSG, and he hasn't looked the same. He just hasn't looked the same for me. So I don't know, man. Don't know what's happened with Donnarumma. Big Vic's definitely the better goalkeeper right now. Most definitely the better goalkeeper. But hey, you know what we're doing right now, Tottenham Ranger? It's I know you've seen that meme. Telekinesis. Because I was thinking the exact damn thing. Jed Spence, who's just been nominated for Player of the Month for Premier League. Make sure you guys go vote, go show some love for Jed Spence. He deserves that. He deserves to be Player of the Month in the Premier League. So make sure you guys go vote for him, man. I would love to see Jed Spence get that award. Finally getting much needed recognition after man of match performance, after being told he had attitude problems, after being told that he wouldn't be a part of his first team squad. Let's make sure us as Tottenham fans, we carry Jed Spence to the top. So go show your love. I think the voting's done on the Premier League app. So let's make sure we get that done. But if he does do this, my head would be gone, Archer. My head would be gone. Because I cannot see Pedro Porro. As I said earlier, he needs rest. Naturally, Pedro Porro needs a rest. We can't risk Pedro Porro getting injured too, because as much as I don't like Porro, yeah, man, like grenade launcher, we need him. We need players to rotate. We need a player of his quality who can put crosses into the box. For when Solanke comes back, we need someone who can be a target man in the middle. And man like Jed Spence is going to be the guy to put us in the right position. Pedro Porro is the guy to put those balls into the box. Pause. So we need him around. But Jed Spence is definitely my start for today. Going over to the left-hand side. Now, this one could be a bit controversial. Could be a bit controversial for some. A lot of people haven't been happy with Udogi's performances this season. Some people want to see Archie Gray out there. Some people want to see Ben Davies out there. Me, personally, I think a player needs to play into performance, and sometimes you just need to keep getting those chances to build up your match fitness, your sharpness, and you get to a point eventually where you get back to that level of where he was at. Last season, Destiny was literally the best left back in the Premier League. Arguably, only the other one that I would have given it to is Anthony Robertson, but that's because he's doing his thing over at Fulham, cold. But outside of those two, I feel like Udogie has the ability. Generally, like, I'm gonna keep saying this, but I feel like he came back from injury at the back end of this season. At the start of this season, sorry, because he missed the whole of preseason. By the way, came back a week before the season started from injury and got chucked straight into the team. Don't feel like he was ever ready, so he never really played at 100%. And we only got a few good performances at him. Definitely a few steps back. So I'm gonna throw Udogie into that lineup. And I'm sure most people are probably going to be happy about that. I'm sure most people are going to be happy about that. Yeah, look, I hear it. Definitely not Porro right wing, though. Calm down. Let's take a step back, take a breather. Yeah. There's no way Porro's going at the right wing. Calm down, Archer, mate. Calm down. Now, backline, again, I think the first name chooses itself. You have to go man like Dan. So he's been class recently. Spoke about it already. Pretty much self-explanatory. I do hear you, Tottenham Ranger, though. I do hear you. I don't think that was the case regarding new salary. I don't think that's got anything to do with it. It's not a case of him being a Aubameyang or one of these players that are getting crazy amount of money, where it can distract them from what's going on the pitch. I genuinely just think that he hasn't come back from injury, and also he hasn't had an adequate backup up until 2 months ago when Ange started to play Jed Spencer at left back. Up until then, Udogie is playing every single game, getting churned out at left back. You need a break sometimes. You need a break. But big up to my guy Joshua every time. That's a real supporter right there. Been here from day one. And then this is the decision what many would want to make. Me, I'm more inclined to agree with Drula, and I feel like you throw man like Romero at the back. I don't really want to see Archie Gray playing at the back. I've said it too many times. I feel like he's learning from those positions. But right now, at the key point in the season, unless we're coming up against a team like Southampton or we've already played Leicester twice. We played Ipswich twice. So, no, there's no other games that I would risk playing Archie Gray at the back apart from Southampton again. So, I feel like we can go, this would be my back line. And to be fair, this looks strong. When you're looking at this back line, you've got 2 fullbacks who are great with the ball at their feet, can dribble past their man. And this is the point of when Ange needs to start looking at adapting, because you need to play to players' strengths. That's just simple stuff. Play to your players' strengths. Jed Spence and Udogie both thrive on the overlap. So let's start using them like that. Let's get them both overlapping as well as underlapping and playing the inverted role, but get them overlapping their wingers. Because especially on this side, when we get to the player who's going to be starting there, you need attacking help. You need a guy that can run at his man, because we already know we got problems on that right wing. But midfield. Let's move on into the midfield. Man, like in a coma, a member. Evening, mate. Good evening to you as well, my bro. Excited about the game. I think we all are, man. It's been the first time we haven't seen Tottenham play for what? 8 days now? It's been it feels like it's been forever. This has been one of those seasons where Tottenham have played so frequently that 8 days without a game feels like forever. So I just can't wait to see Spurs back in the game, bro. I can't wait to see Spurs putting in that Spurs shirt, you know, getting back into it and being like, get that feeling again. But let me know your prediction for the game in a coma. And you know what? Membership benefits. You get to choose who plays in that number 9 role. The most important one. I want you to let me know who plays number 9. Let me know who's playing there. That's your choice to be made. But I could see PP on the wing. Maybe. Yeah, man, that's it. He literally got ran into the ground. And also, I think Ange started Porro against City to use his long-range through balls behind that City back line. Smart thinking, Oberoi. I feel like with Porro, he can be used in some games. As I said, like I highlighted, his passing is top-notch, one of the best in the league. But you need to make sure you're using him in games when teams don't have great wingers. Because if someone has a good 1v1 winger, someone that likes to stand up their player, they're going to cook Porro every single time. But onto the midfield, I feel like for me, again, self-explanatory. Most of these positions pick themselves because you just have to go off the players that are most in form at the moment. And man like Ben 10, he's been our best midfielder with regards to playing in the DM all season. Maybe not again. He's not necessarily the most well-oiled DM. Doesn't really hold his positioning well. But I've got a video coming out about a DM who could be on his way to Spurs. So keep an eye out for that video. But man like Ben 10 has to start in the midfield. We've been seeing how Ange has been utilizing that 4-1 formation quite a bit in possession, and Bentancur has been the guy at the base of it. So I feel like that one's self-explanatory. Then gonna throw it in there again to join him in the midfield. It's gotta be man like Torfin, yeah, real driller right now. He's gotta go in there. Lucas Bergvall. He's been absolutely stepping it up as of recently. I feel like he's been one of our best players. He's doing all the jobs in midfield. You throw him in the 6, you throw him in the 8. He's everywhere, tenacious, gets all over the pitch. That's my type of player. And also, he's silky. Pause, but he's silky, bro. You see, like I glaze. I'll glaze this nigga. Pause, but he is cold. 18 years of age. He's got a lot of talent. A lot of talent. And that's it, Drula. You've picked it there. I'm telling you, Drula's got the links in the training ground. Telekinesis settings. I know exactly what you're thinking. Maddison, we spoke about earlier. It's his time to shine. Is Maddison going to step up for Spurs when we need him? Big game requires big performances, big results. So I expect Maddison to step up in this number 10 role, especially when he's going to be playing on the left-hand side. And for me, you've got to couple him up with man like Odobert, because we saw the little cameos that Odobert had against Manchester City, against Ipswich and Manchester United, and he looked good next to Maddison. When you have these two combining, when you have a left-hand side of Udogie, Maddison, Odobert, it's actually exciting. You got 3 players who actually like the ball at feet. 3 players that are technical. Udogie maybe not as technically good as Maddison or Odobert, or his technical base isn't that great, but still on the ball, not afraid to get on it. They're good with passes, good link-up play, all 3 of them. But most importantly, they all can beat their man. So this left-hand side, when you see Madders come in here, you're probably going to see Udogie taking up these positions, and you're going to see triangles. A lot of the game, you're going to see triangles. You're going to see the players playing it around here quite a bit. The goal that Jed Spence created from the left-hand side was with Spence literally picking up the ball in this position, getting it to Odobert, who then flicked it into Maddison, who then played it again into Jed Spence, who obviously picked the ball up over here and banged it into the corner. So I feel like that link up over there has to happen. And I need to see it today. I need to see it. A man like Inakoma has spoken. He's spoken. Solanke is going in the number 9. Now, I can't lie. I have said that I wouldn't risk Solanke, especially because it's a knee injury. I don't feel like you can risk a player coming straight back into this game. But at the same time, we have to be honest. Matisse Tell hasn't looked amazing up front. I don't feel like Matisse Tell's best position is in the 9. He's probably best utilized off the left or off the right. So we're probably going to have to see him play in one of those 2 roles. But my guy to play on the right-hand side. Now, this one's going to be a bit controversial because I suppose... Ooh. Now, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm a little bit stuck here because we can do the thing where we can play who Andrews is going to play, because there's no way the captain's going to sit out of this. So it might be worth us shifting him over here and getting... Because look, Son got dropped last week because Son's going to play this week. There's no doubt about that. So I feel like it's likely we might see this happen. Now, I would prefer if Sonny didn't play. I'd prefer if Sonny come off the bench. I think it'd be probably interesting to see Odobert and Tell next to Solanke. But it's very likely that we're going to see Odobert deployed off the right, if not Brennan Johnson, and then Son off the left. Because Sonny did get dropped last week, so rightly so, Sonny's team captain is going to get chucked straight back in to that lineup. But let me know what you guys think of this lineup. Do you guys think that this is a lineup that's... Well, I suppose this lineup's definitely good enough to be AZ Alkmaar, but is this a lineup that's good enough to pump AZ Alkmaar? Because we need goals today. We need cohesion. For one, we need to make sure we're not conceding. So Vicario's got a bit... Fucking hell, I can't speak today. Vicario's got a huge job at the back to make sure he's not conceding, which, to be fair, he's done really well at, especially against Manchester City and Man United, kept us in the games. And then obviously Jed Spence, Danso, Romero, Udogie, solid back line, 4 strong players, 4 aggressive players. So that gives us a good base. Benton Core in the middle, again, his positional discipline can be questioned at times, but his quality and his work rate on and off the ball can't be. So Benton Core in the base of the midfield, coupled up with Bergvall, man like Torfin himself, is going to get all over the gaff, cover all the ground for what Maddison won't be, because I can sense when KULUSEVSKI's not playing, Madders tends to work a bit less. He doesn't work as hard. I feel like he feels like he's a bit of a luxury player. So he'll just take up these positions on a pitch, float. And often what we will probably tend to see Maddison make these runs. The only thing that we will be a bit hard is questionable of Danso's passing. I think Danso's passing has been all right when it's on the floor, but the long balls, I don't really know if that's going to be of the required quality to play Madison in behind. So I'd like to see Madison pick the ball up to his feet a lot today and take the control of being the main creator. Let's see if he's really willing to step it up and make this game his one. I would like to see that today. And I know the Bert, Solanke, Son, good front line. It's a good front line. But I'll be honest, I don't expect Odobert to start. If we're gonna go by what Ange is gonna do, I think the changes that we'll see Ange make is Brennan Johnson over here. I think you see Brennan Johnson. I think you see Tell, and I think you see Son. I think it's be a Johnson, Tell, Son. Same midfield. Potentially at the back, we might see Archie Gray start, and then Archie Gray come off 45 minutes in or so, or maybe the other way around with Romero starting and then Archie Gray coming on after the first 45 to 60 minutes. But I would expect the rest of these players to be chose. But the left side does look good. It does look good for Forsaken Leader. You are right. When it had Odobert on that side anyway. But I think Star's going to start. You know what? Who do you think Star starts for Tottenham Ranger? Do you think Bergvall gets a rest? Do you think Bentancur gets dropped? Because if it is Sarr, then I feel like we're probably going to have to play a bit more like this. If we have Sarr in there, and let me just change the name to Sarr. If you change that to Sarr, oh wait. If we change that to Sarr, we're probably going to have to play something like this because neither of these are number sixes and neither of them are good enough to play the six all by themselves at the moment. So we could start, but it's a bit too defensive for me. It's way too defensive for me. So it's interesting. It's an interesting formation. It could be the case. Bentancur, Sarr matters. You think Bergvall's going to get dropped? Okay. That's enough. I mean, options. What I like to hear is we got options. Yeah. Shout out to NSG. Solanke, Tell, Odobert would cook. No, you are right, Joshua. I would love to see that. Odobert out, maybe put Tell out on the left or right. Just Tell and Odobert on either wings with Solanke in the middle. We would cook. That is definitely a front line that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing. But yeah, Drew, spot on yet again, man. I agree with you. Daniel 90, it's going to be Johnson. This is Ange. This ain't hard to predict. Kulu is out. Johnson goes straight on the right. It ain't rocket science. I've often called Johnson Ange's son. So I definitely get it, Daniel. I definitely get it. There was one time, though, when I started to question, was where the Roma game, Ange absolutely lost his head. He'd lost his head when Johnson just wasn't putting in the required work rate down the right-hand side. And also, he just wasn't doing the right thing with the ball. Ange lost his head. He's going mental on the sidelines. But correct me if I'm wrong, Benny. I was under the impression that Timo Werner was dropped out of the team. That's what I was under the impression. But I might be wrong about that. Tottenham Europa League squad. Let's pull that together just to confirm. Midfield looks lightweight. With this midfield in particular, if you throw Bentancur in there, I don't think that's the case. But the defense and the attack does look good. It does look good. But yeah, look, Daniel's confirmed. Drula's confirmed. I was under that impression too. It's great news. What it is, it's great. Great news. No Timu. I don't need to watch no Timo Werner today. So that's already a win. That is already a win. We don't need that guy playing today. But yeah. Tottenham against AZ Alkmaar. I'm predicting a win. I've said 2-1 going into most of my streams, but I'm up the notch a little. I saw what Arsenal done to PSV, and I feel like we need to replicate something a little like that. So I'm going to say 4-1. I'm going Spurs are going to win 4-1. I expect us to get goals. I expect us to slap them, and I expect our attack to flourish with the players we've got. We've got options. So I'm going to say 4-1. 3-1 minimum, but 4-1 is what I'm going to go for. Let me know your score predictions in the chat. Joshua's got a 2-0. The Vibe has got a 3-1. We got Tottenham Range with a 3-1. We got Daniel with a 3-1. Drula with a 3-1. So everyone's feeling exactly how I'm feeling. So I'm feeling a bit more justified. I'm feeling a bit more justified. What are you saying? Adam Sandler settings. Man's the water boy. Timo Werner has gone as the water boy. Hey, I'm just glad that he is not part of the team right now. I'm just being real. When I saw Timo come on against Man City, I was like, what's going on? What is going on over them sides? I was very disappointed in Ange. I thought he had learned. And there was even a moment in the game where Timo, 90 minutes in, 91 minutes in exactly, he had the opportunity to put the ball in the box. He had the opportunity to make a great cross. But what does he do? Run at his man and literally runs into people, loses it, and then doesn't even work to win the ball back. Jed Spencer done a run from our box to their box to then sprint all the way back and chase the player while Timo Werner's still in the second half when the ball makes our box. Bro, it's still in their half, sorry. Well, bro, he deserves a slap, bruv. Timo Werner just deserves a slap for some of these misses. It comes like his parents didn't teach him a lesson from young, bro. There wasn't enough pressure on him. There wasn't enough pressure. You need to put the pressure on these guys. He's all smiling and shit after you're losing the ball. Get your ass back and work, bro. What's going on? What, Jords is on an Ange in vibe. Love to see it. You know what? First of all, I'm loving the kicks. I'm loving the kicks, Luke, man. You got a great collection put together there, if that's yours. Some proper good boots there. I see a CTR 360. I'm seeing some Tiempos. I'm seeing some old school Adidas Predators. I'm seeing the what do they call them? Adidas with the black and yellow. Cold. I can't remember what they were called, but I remember Urzo and them man used to wear them. Cold. So yeah, no, we're not on the Anjin vibe. I'm on the Tottenham. Guys that know me, or people that know me, I should say, I'm naturally a positive fan. I'll never deny it on shows. I'm a positive Spurs fan. I come on here to speak positively about my team, to try and, bring the Tottenham community together and make us feel good about ourselves. I'm a positive fan, but I'm not a deluded fan. That's the one thing I'm not. I'm not deluded. So I won't delude myself to think something's going to be a certain way when it's not. And I also won't be back on the Ange in train until he shows me that he's learned from his mistakes and he's starting to make the right decisions. And also he picks us up from where we are at the moment. Because right now, he doesn't deserve the team's support. He doesn't deserve our support when we're 13th. We've lost more games than we won in the Premier League. We're out of all the competitions barring one. Show me tonight. Show me tonight why I should be Anjin, please. Again, I'm more than open. I would much rather be wrong and Spurs do something great than be right and Spurs are shit. Let's have it right now. I don't care about my pride. I don't care about being wrong. I just want my team to be great. So yeah, man, back to the score predictions. Archer's got a 2-1 for Spurs. Mr. Battered is always trying to bring that bad energy, bro. Why are you always trying to bring that bad energy? But he's predicting a 2-2. Fairs. If you feel like it, I hear you. But all mine, bro, used to collect limited edition and player issued football boots. Fairs, Luke. That's lit. That is lit, Luke. Because you've got some serious boots in that collection. Obviously, I can only see a few. But I can see some serious boots there, man. Big up to you, bro, man. For real. But before we head out, my thoughts on us likely getting Diblin for less than... Now, if Southampton get relegated, they have no right to be demanding 50 million for a team that's in the Championship for a player that's 18 years of age. For around 35 to 40 million pounds, make this deal happen. But I don't want this to be one of the only deals that happen. This is the problem with Spurs. If you sign Diblin, it shouldn't mean that we don't then go and sign another top forward. What we do need to do, though, is make the decision of whether we want to sign Tyner Diblin or Matisse Tell. Let's see how Matisse Tell performs till the end of the season. But right now, I can't lie, I'm leaning more on Diblin. He plays on the right-hand side, looks a bit more coach, and looks a bit more like a better goal scorer. But that might be me just doing some bias because Tyler Diblin's done it in the Premier League more. So let's see how it plays out, innit? But I think it'll be a case of choosing between either of those. And if we can actually get the deal done for Tyler Diblin, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of teams involved in that deal. And Spurs are probably going to have to get in there real early to confirm that one. But big up, exactly. There's difference between positivity and delusion. That's it, Daniel, man. That is it. I don't know. Football FC, 3-0 away win. Big up. Look, most of us have got us scoring 3 goals. So let's damn hope that Tottenham get 3 goals. So our last 2 games we did. Got 3 goals against Elfsborg, 3 goals against Hoffenheim. Let's see if we're gonna do it again. But last 13 away games in Europe, we've only won 3. So let's all be real. It's not gonna be easy. No. I've said that. I've said that in a coma. Our biggest problem today is ourselves. We're fighting a battle against Tottenham, not against AZ Alkmaar. Can we go and get an away win in Europe? Boy, let's see. Let's see how it plays out. But Luke has got a 4-1 Danso to notch. Just like me, Luke, I've got the 4-1, so I hear it. But Michael's coming with the dagger right at the end. F Diblin, what do we need him for? We have like 4 under-19 wingers waiting for minutes, and we want to add another one. That's why I said, Michael, if we're gonna add a player like him, it needs to just be that we're adding more, and we're just trying to add young quality, because it doesn't make sense signing another young winger if we're not gonna sign a proven player. But at the same time, players like Yamin Hyok can probably be utilized off another loan. Don't feel like he needs to come straight into the team so far. But from what I've seen, can't lie, cooking. Yamin Hyok's cooking over there. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone that's been inside every single time. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video on your way out. And for anyone that is new in here, I've seen a few new faces in here. Well, you may not have commented before, so you may not be new. You may have been watching and not commenting. So if I'm wrong, allow me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap the post notification bell, and we are back. We are back at 5:30 straight. If you want to watch me on Dan Potts, show love to Dan Potts' channel, the 12th Man at 4 p.m. Going to be doing that show, and straight after that show, we're all going to be heading over to the Tottenham AZ Alkmaar watch long. So catch me there. We will be there. Big up to everyone that's been inside. 5:30 p.m. We are back. Come on, you Spurs.